Does your editing showreel keep getting ignored by potential clients? I've studied over 1,000 showreels over my 20-year career editing broadcast TV commercials like these, and I see the same 5 mistakes costing editors jobs. Mistakes my student Rob fixed to land a new client just 4 weeks into my editing program. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what those 5 mistakes are and how to fix them. First, I'm going to show you the mistake that's costing you most. When I made my first showreel over 20 years ago, I thought I need something really cool to attract clients, so I'm gonna make a killer montage. So I grabbed all my best shots, I threw on this awesome music track, and I literally spent like a week editing it, and I posted it on my website, sent it out to lots of people, and I got 0 replies. And I was so sad about it, I ended up asking my mentor, like, hey, can you take a look at this? Why didn't anyone reply? And he said, it's a cool montage, but it only proves you can cut a montage. Man, my mentor had a way of shooting me straight. It was crushing, but it was for my own good. Here's the problem. Most producers aren't hiring you to cut a highlight reel or a montage. They're hiring you to cut a scene. So they want to know, can you evoke emotion through story, rhythm, and sound? Here's the fix. Use clips, not a montage. So the first step, pick 2 to 5 of your best clips or scenes. Step 2, show up to 2 minutes from each clip. I edit commercials, so mine are usually only 30 seconds anyway. Step 3, try to keep it under 5 minutes max. The shorter, the better. A good clips reel answers the question, can this person edit what I'm about to pay them to edit? And when done right, the answer will be yes, and you'll start landing more jobs. And if you want to go even deeper on creating your showreel, download my free editing showreel mastery guide at the link in the description. But even if your clips are great, there's a mistake that causes your reel to get ignored even before someone presses play. So I took my mentor's advice and rebuilt my reel. I pulled what I thought were my strongest clips from my entire portfolio: corporate videos, short films, animation, even a clip from a feature documentary. And I was proud of it. I was like, look how versatile I am. So I go back to show my mentor, and I'm very proud of what I've put together. He watches it, and then he just looks at me and says, these clips make no sense together. I'm totally confused. Again, just crushing the spirits of an impressionable young man. But that's exactly what your clients feel when your reel jumps between a bunch of different styles of editing. There's this old saying that goes something like, he who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. And I was chasing like 3 or 4 rabbits with that reel. But when you create a reel that speaks to one style of editing, you'll stop attracting so much kind of random low-paying work, and you'll start getting noticed by the people who can actually pay you what you're worth. So fix 2 is pick a niche and make a reel for that niche only. And if you're not sure what niche to pick, ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, what are you best at? 2, what do you love doing? And 3, what pays the rate you want? Wherever those overlap, that's your lane. And when you stick to that lane as an editor, it's gonna lead to less of the projects you don't want, more of the projects you do want, better pay, and work that actually excites you. But even with a focused niche reel, there's one labeling mistake that makes high-end producers pass you over, and most editors have no idea they're making it. Once I finally had a solid clips reel together, I made a new mistake. See, I wasn't just an editor, I was also very proud of my sound mixing and music composing skills. I imagined potential clients seeing my reel and saying like, awesome, you edit, sound mix, and compose? We're totally gonna hire you. So I sent out reels labeled editor, sound mixer, composer, basically advertising every hat I could wear in the process. And then I got a call from an ad agency creative director, and they actually said, this is incredible. You can do all 3 of these things. That's exactly what we need. Just kidding, that did not happen. I actually never heard back from anyone. And on one of those projects that I lost, I actually found out who got the job over me. And it wasn't 1 person, it was 3. An editor who only edits, a sound mixer who only mixes sound, and a composer who just composes music, all high-end specialists working together as a team. It was actually really hard for me to shift my thinking because I was so used to low-budget projects that expected me to do everything. But here's how high-budget post-production actually works. Producers have separate shortlists, editors, colorists, motion, sound, visual effects, because they're building a team. So when they see a reel labeled editor, colorist, sound, graphics, director, DP, producer, script supervisor, writer, production production assistant, it reads like generalist. And for a competitive position, generalists get set aside. So here's the fix. Only showcase your editing. And joking aside, you can absolutely have other skills, just package them separately. Make an editing reel for your editing, make a sound mixing reel for sound mixing jobs, make a motion reel for motion jobs. But the rule is, one skill per reel. And if you want to go deeper on packaging your show reel, download my free editing show reel mastery guide at the link in the description. But even with a focused specialist reel, there's one structural mistake that causes producers to click away in seconds, taking away any chance you had to land the job. Be honest, how fast do you click off a YouTube video if it's not interesting to you? Well, hiring producers watch show reels the same way. When they're skimming a stack of 50 to 100 show reels, they might watch for 5, 10, 20 seconds. So you have to win that first 20 seconds. And how do you do that? Well, you do it by starting with your strongest work first. And when done right, the viewer will say, yes, this editor gets it. But here's the problem. You're too close to your own work to know what your best clip really is. The only way to find out is to test it. So send a few clips to a few trusted people. A mentor, a senior editor, or a producer friend is ideal. And ask them, hey, can you rank these clips from strongest to weakest? Then you can tally up the scores and you'll have an answer of what your best clip is. When done right, you'll end up with a great opener that hooks your viewer, which can be the difference between getting the call or getting ignored. But even with a perfect opening, there's one more mistake that stops reels from converting into jobs, and it's the one almost nobody talks about. I remember a time early in my career where I hit a dry spell with my editing that really scared me. Rent was due, I was so stressed, and I needed that next gig badly. Then a commercial came in for me to bid on, and I was relieved, but I was also nervous because I really needed the job. So I spent a long time putting this reel together, and since it was so important that I got the job, I actually showed it to my mentor and asked for advice before sending it out. So my mentor watched my clips reel and he said, this job is for a public service announcement. You have 2 of those and 3 other clips just show the public service announcements. I said, hey, these other spots are better. And he said, it doesn't matter. You show the work that matches the job. I thought he was crazy, but I did it. I sent a reel that just had 2 30-second public service announcements. And I was so uncomfortable only showing those 2 things because that meant my reel was only 1 minute long. But of course, I got the gig. My mentor was right. And I never forgot this lesson. A show reel isn't about you, it's about whoever is watching it. So fix 5 is to only show exactly what they're hiring for. When done right, your viewer will connect the dots that you know how to do exactly what they need, and you'll be one step closer to getting that job booked. But there's one major problem that almost all editors have that makes putting this advice into action seem impossible. Here's the catch-22 that nobody talks about. You need a great show reel to get great work, but you need great work to build a great show reel. When I was first trying to break into commercials, my show reel was filled with corporate videos, projects I was honestly embarrassed to send people. I remember sitting at my desk one night, opening my reel, watching it back, and I just had this sinking feeling like this isn't who I am as an editor, and I have no idea how to get out of it. I wasn't just stuck professionally, I was stuck creatively, and the longer I stayed stuck, the more corporate work kept coming in because that's all my show reel was attracting. So I did something that really scared me. I stopped waiting for the right projects to find me and I went looking for them. I reached out to directors and producers already making the kinds of commercials I wanted to edit, and I offered to help, sometimes for free, sometimes for almost nothing, just to build those relationships and get commercials on my show reel. Not everyone said yes, a lot of people ignored me, but enough said yes that slowly, one project at a time, I built a reel I was actually proud of. Now, this was not easy. It took literally years of grinding away before it started to pay off. And that's exactly why I built my editing program, so you don't have to waste years figuring it out alone like I did. You'll work on high-end spec commercials with real feedback from me, you'll build a show reel that you're finally proud to send, and you'll use it to land high-end editing jobs. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click the link in the description to learn more. Now you know how to fix the 5 show reel mistakes that are quietly killing your editing career. But it still won't help if you don't know the other 4 reasons why your editing editing career is stuck. So watch this video next to figure out what they are and how to fix them. Happy editing.